If you've ever wondered what it's like to work for yourself and start your own creative business, you're in the right place. At 19, I took a leap and start my own online business, not knowing where it would lead me, but the decision completely changed my life. It helped me gain financial independence, move out of my parents' house, and build a career that actually excites me. I did what most people do. Apply for jobs. I sent out countless resumes, went to interviews, and tried to fit into the corporate world. But something just felt off. Deep down, I knew the path wasn't for me because it didn't feel like I fit in that crowd, that a corporate job fits my personality. I knew that path wasn't for me because it didn't feel right. So I decided to trust my gut or my intuition. Started my own digital marketing business. I offered video editing because it was in demand. That was during COVID. And now through Melonade Studio, I'm helping brands share their story through videos that would resonate with their audience. And that decision changed everything. So in this video, I want to share the steps I did to build Melonade Studio and hopefully prompt you to take action. So, number one is doing a SWOT analysis about yourself. After finishing my high school art classes during the pandemic, I felt completely bored and useless. I shared more of the story in this video here if you're interested, but that's when I started to trust my intuition, which led me to becoming self employed as a creative entrepreneur. Before starting any new venture or business, you have to know your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, for strengths, this is your toolkit. It will guide you in making your vision a reality. Your strengths are a money generator. So, the earlier you discover these God given gifts and put them to good use, the less you worry about money. So, how do you know this? How I did this is look back at your previous achievement or the things people tell you that are consistent and it's good. Like, for example, oh, you're so good at this. You can make money about that. Those are hints. But here's one thing I want you to decide for yourself and see if you really like doing that for yourself or you're just listening to what other people think. Make sure that you're happy about this decision. Next is weaknesses. It's crucial to identify your weaknesses because once you're aware of them, you can reframe them and create a plan for when they trigger you. Weaknesses should not be avoided. They need to be addressed head on. So, for example, one of your weaknesses is you have limited experience. So, the solution to that is be open to learning. Easy. Your weakness is now a solution. You got a solution to your weaknesses so you can make it stronger. Another one, lack of funds. The solution is be resourceful and use what you have. Duh. Use what you have. That's what I did when I was starting because I literally didn't have fancy tech, laptop, anything. I just had my parents' money and my savings, my childhood savings, which is already gone now. I've already spent it. And another one is fear of failure. You know what's the solution to this? Understand that failure is simply the tuition to pay for success. Like, literally, it's not existent. If you have big dreams, you have ambition. Your fears are nothing. Like, my dreams are bigger than my fears. That's what should keep you going, girl. Like, how do you see yourself in the future? Do you see yourself broke? What? Okay, second to the last is opportunities. At the beginning of my career, I told myself I'd say yes more often, and I did. I took on pro bono work, accepted jobs that paid pennies from a UK company, and invested in classes from mentors. Because I didn't took college, I invested in mentors instead, and that's my way of learning. I used my freelancing income to learn from experienced coaches while taking advantage of living with my parents. I channeled my hunger to learning into building a career for myself because I knew what I wanted. And it wasn't a typical 9 to 5 job. So grab every opportunity that shows up in front of you, whether it's big or small. You'll never lose doing this because you'll always walk with a lesson at the end of the day. So if one of the opportunities you have is working at the nearest cafe shop, go for it. If there's an offer that you want experience in, go for it. No one's stopping you. You have to learn something. The last one is threats. At first, I actually didn't know how to answer the threats because I feel like no one's gonna kill me. I'm not even like I'm prone to danger. Like, what are the threats? Usually, the biggest threats to your success comes from within. Your limiting beliefs, your what ifs, your lack mindset, your scarcity mindset. Basically, everything that is stopping you from making your dreams come true, for taking an action, for creating your best life. Basically, that's all you. It's you stopping you. You're blocking the way. You're blocking your own path. Fear will try to block you from taking action, but there's no way forward except doing it scared. Because I did it scared. I was sweating through client calls. I talked to strangers and got burned out. I stutter talking to my clients. And guess what? I'm still alive and kicking. I didn't die. So I address these threats through inner work. Because the only one that's stopping you from reaching your potential is you. Let's be real. Now you need to figure out how to use your zero capital skills to make money. Make money from nothing. Second one is know your skills. Now, I want you to take a moment and look back at your past experiences. Think about all the times people have complimented you about something. Maybe they have told you you're great at designing, at storytelling, at organizing, at problem solving. Those are compliments. They are clues to what you're naturally good at. Those are your gifts. You already have it. You're starting from within. You're monetizing you. Your skills don't just come from work or school, they show up in everyday life. What are the things that you enjoy doing that feels effortless? What's something you can spend hours without feeling drained? Let's break this down even further with guide questions that you can journal. Bring out your papers and pens and let's journal together. Okay, what skills do you already have that you could monetize? Maybe your looks. Maybe you're talented, you can sing. Maybe you're good at painting. Maybe you're good at drawing, at designing. How did you develop these skills? Did you take online courses, practice relentlessly, or learn from a mentor? What free or budget friendly resources help you sharpen your expertise? So, what are the budget friendly? For me, I use my childhood savings to buy a course because what are those savings for? Right? It should be used to make money, not sitting in my bank account. How did you gain confidence in your abilities? Yeah. Answer that, girl, and you walk away with confidence. Personally, when I look back at my journey, I realized that I really have an eye for design and I can tell what's ugly and what's appealing. I'm also a planner and I'm really into visual art. So I used that to work on digital marketing and designing videos for years without even realizing how much I had built up my skills. Once I became aware of this, everything started to make sense. Once you identified your gifts, the next step is turning them into real business. Like, what are those gifts for? Sitting on your bed doing nothing. I started offering services to people, building my portfolio, sharing my work online. And the next part of this video, I'll show you how you can do the same. Three is how do you want to serve? How do you want to serve, babes? You've identified your power. Now, how do you want to serve? Are you just existing? The first service I decided to offer was video editing because I saw a demand for it and I knew I could deliver great results. Figuring out pricing is a challenge. I researched industry rates, I talked to people, I tested different price points and considered the value I was providing, especially when I was like a noob. At first, I offered pro bono services, which means free work in exchange of testimonials or feedback from clients, and then show that testimonials in public, and then moved into paid services. Not to lure people into working with me. Okay, don't do that. But to build trust and establish a good reputation. because business is a long game. You should not start a business today and close tomorrow. To make my services appealing to my clients, I focus on branding. I really invested on design, packaging my offers, creating service bundles, and creating short case studies. But of course, starting wasn't all smooth sailing. I faced challenges like finding clients, managing workload, and dealing with self doubt. I really had to start before I felt ready. And these are the obstacles you have to navigate to build the business you love. But having skills and services wasn't enough. You had to make sure people know about them. So show your work. Show people what you do. In order to be found, you have to be findable. I had to put myself out there. There's no other choice. As an introvert who doesn't really enjoy showcasing their work, I realized that hiding my skills and gifts was a form of self sabotage. So don't do that to yourself and embrace what you have to offer. I started building my portfolio, creating a website, showcasing my work on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, and talk about it shamelessly. Like, do this with no shame. Don't look at the comments. Don't look at the likes, the views. I picked Instagram as my main platform, and now I also share in depth guides on Substack. I constantly shared what I know, my insights, my work, testimonials to build credibility. I even partnered with my web designer, Kaizen, to create a real functioning website. I also joined freelancing sites like Contra, the best. One thing that really helped my business is asking my clients for testimonials and feedback. This gives me insights into how I could improve my services and build trust for my future clients. Social media helped me build brand awareness, but I also need to understand my market on a deeper level. Fifth is start offering people what you do. So taking action is key. The first time I landed a client was because I sent cover letters like almost every day through freelancing platforms. But as soon as I realized that it's not the only way to get clients, I started to be more active on my social media platforms and do inbound marketing, posting online, joining networking events, and getting referrals. Of course, putting myself out there felt really scary because, as I said, I'm an introvert. But I reminded myself that growth comes from taking risks and my dreams are more important than my fears. So, the strategies that work best for getting clients were one is building my skill set and letting my work speak for itself, two, nurturing relationships, three, word of mouth marketing. This one you need to do number two before it gets to number three. Number four is creating valuable content online, also known as content marketing. And I do that for my clients. And I do that as well for my business. So I'm helping other businesses market themselves so they can have a sale through videos. Yay! Some of the biggest lessons I've learned from my first few clients were to communicate expectations clearly and understand their pain point so I could serve them better. Communication is important and having contracts is important. It's not just a piece of paper, it's a proof that you're a legitimate service provider. It's a mutual decision to work together. Know your paperwork and know your contracts. Starting a business with my brain as my capital has taught me that I don't have to wait for the perfect moments. Like I could start from nothing. You can start from nothing because you literally have nothing to lose. It taught me resourcefulness and create my own definition of success. More than that, it made me stronger emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because entrepreneurship is a very spiritual job. I believe that it is a spiritual occupation that working for yourself is. So if you're thinking of starting a creative business, my best advice is start before you're ready. Don't be afraid if you look inexperienced or you're the youngest in the room. And be willing to test things out because you can always pivot along the way. You're the artist of your life, so go create it. You have everything you need now, your skills, your passion, your creativity, and God. And take the first step. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!
Last rodeo written on my back window. I've never tried this before I met you.